This video is an in-depth, step-by-step guide on how to apply the prosthetics from the prosthetic packs that you can purchase from my website. Firstly, let's look at the contents of the pack. Inside the pack, you will find the prosthetic piece, a small instruction card that outlines the basic instructions on how to apply, a small pouch of adhesive, a vial of fake blood, and a couple of cotton tips to help with your application. Once you've opened your pack, the first thing that you're going to want to do is figure out where you want to place the prosthetic. I like to choose places where there is less hair to make applying and removing easier. Next, we need to gently peel off the plastic film from the back of the prosthetic. On a larger or troublesome prosthetic, you may need to go in with a bit of powder to help get the plastic off without the prosthetic sticking to itself. Then we're going to take our little pouch of adhesive and a cotton tip, and we're going to spread a thin, even coat of the adhesive to the back of the prosthetic. Make sure to get it all the way to the edges, but try to avoid the raised up ring around the prosthetic. You could also apply the adhesive directly to the skin instead. This adhesive is a skin-safe, medical-grade adhesive called Prosthetic. Once the prosthetic is covered with the glue, you'll need to wait for the glue to go clear. Once the adhesive has gone clear, it's time to apply the prosthetic. Place the prosthetic where you want it. At this stage, you may be able to make small adjustments to its positioning and make sure it sits flat against the skin with no wrinkles or air bubbles. When ready, press on the prosthetic firmly to stick it down properly. I like to take a clean cotton tip and roll it over the top from the middle outward to help push any air bubbles out. Next, we need to remove the outer ring and blend the edges down into the skin. To do this, we will need some hot water. You may need adult supervision for this if you are young. I use hot tap water. Warm water won't work for this. Do not use boiling water. So here I take my clean cotton tip and I dip it into my hot water. It's a good idea to test that the water is not too hot for you at first. Then I will gently glide the cotton tip around the edge. The heat from the water will melt the gelatin and allow it to be removed. Once the ring is off the prosthetic, I use a rolling motion to press the cotton tip down and out from the prosthetic around all the edges to help blend it into the skin. After dissolving the edges away, I go in with a bit more adhesive around the edges to help secure it in place. I use a tapping motion here to stipple the glue on rather than smearing it to help keep it thin and have a skin-like texture. If there are thicker parts on the prosthetic, the adhesive can be used to blend the edges into the skin too, by adding more layers. When the glue is all dry, it needs to be powdered down. This will remove the stickiness and shine. You can use any skin-safe powder here. I use baby powder. Next, we want to match the prosthetic into our skin using any skin-safe cosmetics. Here I used my foundation. The difficulty with prosthetics is that there is no way that I can make them match every skin tone that there is in the world, so don't worry about covering up some of the pre-paint job while you're doing this. It's all about making it match your skin tone. Finally, we can move on to our last step. We can add blood to the inside of the wound. Be careful to not get any blood on any fabric, as it may stain. After you've enjoyed the time with your prosthetic on, it's time to remove it safely. The best way to do this is using a skin-safe oil, such as jojoba or even baby oil. The oil will break down the bond between the adhesive and your skin. Use it on a cotton tip or pad to glide around the edges. This will peel the prosthetic off without you having to use any force. If you pull the prosthetic, you're more likely to damage your skin in the process, so please go carefully and use the oil. If you still have remaining residue on your skin, continue using the oil to break down any extra adhesive. When you've got as much off as you can, now it's time to go and use some soapy warm water to rinse it off. At the very end of the day, you may want to apply a moisturizer to your skin